Hey everyone, welcome to Gear65. Today we have a very special episode because we are taking a look at the HP TouchPad. Now some of you might know that the HP TouchPad might no longer be on sale anymore in the future. The future of the HP TouchPad is it's really blur. We're not sure whether will they go on sale again in the future, and if you can get them, we don't know whether are they going to support it. But we just want to talk about it because we got our chance to play with it for an extended period, and there's some things that's very unique about the touchpad that we just felt, it's good for you guys to know, especially if you might not have a chance to get your hands on one of them. So, as usual, let's just start with the hardware of the HP touchpad. One of the things about the touchpad is that immediately the first thing that it reminds me of is actually some of the HP mini netbook computers. It's just completely black, and you've got this nice glossy design. It's a fingerprint magnet. The back is a plastic, and it's kind of curved like this. It looks like a lot of the HP notebooks that you find out there. Really, really clean. And what's amazing is that it's so clean that you don't even find any serial numbers on it. So that's actually kind of cool. But of course, like I mentioned, it's a crazy fingerprint magnet. It's a grease magnet, and yeah, without a cover, after all, the back is just going to be like really greasy. The front, this is a 9.7-inch display, sorry. It's exactly same size and resolution as the iPad. So it's 1024 and 768 pixels up here. On the top here you have a webcam, a camera, and then over here you have a button. That's probably one of the only buttons that you will need on the HP TouchPad, which by the way is running on webOS. We'll talk a little bit about that later. At the side, over here you have a volume control. Nothing but the volume control. And on this side, there's a little groove here, and where you can just push it, and that's where all the serial numbers are actually hidden. The reason why this thing is actually here is because there was supposed to be a 3G or a 4G model, but of course now that is a thing of the past. It's probably scrapped. We're not sure if it's ever going to come out. And this was a placeholder for a SIM card. Right? Some manufacturers, well actually a lot of manufacturers like to design hardware where they just make the same piece regardless whether it's a 3G model or a non-3G model, but it's kind of a reminder of us the sad future of the HP TouchPad, a future that could have been bright. On the other side you have speakers. They're stereo, so you have one on this side and you have another one on this side as well. So these are actually stereo speakers when you hold it up this way. And on this side you have the 3.5mm headphone jack, a microphone, as well as the power switch. So it's a very familiar design. This is something that's you remind you of the old Palm devices. So that's actually a very nice touch over there. No pun intended, HP TouchPad. But yeah, so that is the hardware. It is actually kind of heavy, to be honest, this device, and compared to some of the other tablets such as the iPad 2 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1, it weighs a total of 720 grams. So that's actually kind of, it's a heavy tablet, and it's kind of thick as well. So I mean, I'm just going to put them on the table right here, and you can see that it's actually significantly thicker than the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1. And in fact, even if I put the iPad 2, which by the way is about the same thickness as the Galaxy Tab, it's a lot thicker. So in terms of hardware, it's not the lightest or the most portable, but it's comfortable to hold because it's curved. That's one of the things about it. But really, the thing that makes the HP TouchPad such a great device to us, and the thing that it makes us feel so sad that there's a chance that we won't see another HP TouchPad on sale again, is really the operating system itself. And this tablet is running on webOS, which is the operating system that Palm created back in 2008 with the original Palm Pre when they announced it at CES. And the moment we saw the Palm Pre back then, we were hoping for the Palm Pre to arrive in Singapore. And finally, the first webOS device is in Singapore, the HP TouchPad. And unfortunately, the future of webOS right now, it's kind of shaky, and we're not very sure what's going to happen. So, but really, we just want to show you the things that makes us really like webOS. The most obvious thing is the cards functionality. webOS was built around this entire concept of cards, and it is a whole, the entire operating system was built upon that, was built on multitasking from the ground up. So everything revolves around that. Every application itself is a card. In fact, even on the web browser, whenever you create a new window, rather than adding a new window within the application itself, it actually creates a new card. So you see everything is just cards, and more cards, and quitting an application is as simple as just sliding it out. So over here I have the setting application for the screen, lock screen. Just slide it out, and that's how you quit an application. Very intuitive. You can rearrange the cards on your window. Just kind of do this. You know, if you say that I want to do more of these two applications together, or I want to stack things together, I can just press and hold, put them on top of each other. I can rearrange the stack itself, and you know, it's just really intuitive and gives you a new way of multitasking, literally. And another thing about, well, one thing about the cards though is that you know, sure, it's kind of cool for the browser to create a new window in the form of a card, but the thing is that it's not that, I think personally, because since you only see a little bit, it's a bit you know, it's harder to see what's going on within the browser just by taking a look at this tiny little strip here. So personally, I prefer to not have it stacked on top of each other by default and do this, but that's just a side thing. The web browser, by the way, it's powered by WebKit, which is the same engine that's used on iOS as well as Android. There is multitasking, pinching and zooming, you know, all the same stuff. You double tap and then they can't just zoom it in. And there is Flash support as well. So you can see here, they've managed to load our entire Flash widget from the Tech65 website itself, so which is kind of cool. So that is the cards functionality. The other functionality that I want to show you guys is the notification panel up here. So it does push notifications. When things come in, you will see them appear up here, and you know, you can actually see multiple applications, whether they're instant messages, Facebook messages, emails and stuff like that, and you can just kind of look through them and just slide them out and things like that, which is really intuitive, by the way. It's a great way to show you a lot of things without creating a long list. Right, that's something that's very unique to it. And if the application supports it, such as the music player, you can actually do stuff, you know, play and pause music. So here I'm starting the music player, and yeah, you can do all of them here. In fact, if I switch off and turn it on, you can do the same functionality, you know, right from outside the lock screen. You can play and pause music, and then just kind of like do that, which is very nice. And then on this side, you can just open this up. You can see the calendar, the battery life, you know, control the screen brightness, Wi-Fi, so on and so forth, and including the rotation lock is here as well. Yep, and yes, this device rotates in all 4 directions. The next thing I want to tell you about is this thing called Just Type, and it's not just a search. So like if I search for HP, for example, sure, it's going to do the usual stuff. It will show you the applications you can launch, the context with the word HP inside, your emails and things like that. But the coolest thing is that all the way at the bottom here, I can click on this actions, right, and say update Facebook status, for example. It will launch Facebook and allow me to update the status message with what I just typed into the Just Type box, which is kind of cool. And the greatest part is that developers can add on the functionality to contribute to this Just Type. So whether is it searching onto Twitter, whether is it posting a Twitter update if there's a Twitter client, it's all there. And so that is the Just Type. The next one that I'll tell you about is called Synergy, which is also something I'm personally very impressed about. Synergy is this functionality on webOS where you just enter all of your user accounts that you have that's relevant to webOS, Skype, Facebook, you know, and all that, and Gmail, Google account, and wherever the application can use these accounts, they'll load them in. So the moment I signed into Facebook, apart from the fact that now I can just automatically go into Facebook, when I launched the photo application, I was surprised to find that all of my photos from Facebook had all loaded up. You know, immediately I can access all of my albums and photos from Facebook, which is really quite amazing. And I didn't really do anything to it. All I did was just edit my Facebook account. When I go into my calendar, which I have not launched yet, all of my calendars from Google are loaded in, all of my calendars from Facebook loaded in as well, and it's just you know, such an intuitive experience that I had with Synergy. So these are the 4 things that you know, in terms of an experience, it's really something that I really enjoyed. Compared to even iOS, I should dare say that even compared to iOS, I prefer doing this. You know, it's so intuitive to switch between applications. The integration with the accounts is just kind of good. There are some, you know, the cons, of course, with the HP TouchPad, and that is because the software is kind of a little bit rushed out. It's not that stable. So you know, you'll find that sometimes when you rotate the screen, for example, applications may freeze. You know, when you try and do things too quickly, the application might freeze for a while and stuff like that. So it's not that stable. But you know, it's not something that cannot be fixed. That's it. Right now we don't know if they will fix it, although HP has promised that they'll continue support for webOS. So, you know, that's kind of what I wanted to show you with regards to webOS. Yeah, this is the HP TouchPad. It's really a great device. The downside is that there aren't that many official support from official developers. So what I'm saying is that, for example, you will not find a YouTube application, you will not find the official Twitter application on it, for example. There isn't even a Google Maps application on the store, although there are a lot of applications on the store. There are actually more tablet applications on the webOS store than on the Android store. I'm not sure if you know about that, but that is what's happening right now. Unfortunately, they're all small-time developers. There's about 10,000 applications on the webOS store itself. Speaking of the webOS store, they did something very unique with it, and they called it Pivot. It's a monthly magazine that's built into the store itself where they feature some applications. So it's a cool idea, but I'm not sure if most people will use it because it's a magazine. It's very wordy and stuff like that, but it's a cool idea. So that's it. You know, that is the application, the support of the applications. There are a lot of small-time developers making a lot of cool apps, but not enough big-name developers yet. And that is the case for the HP webOS. Our hope is that you know, somebody will license HP webOS and continue creating great devices. We hope that webOS lives on. But you know, this is, for some of you, this might be the closest that you will be able to see the HP webOS running device. By the way, one last point, there is a camera on the front, there is no camera at the back, and there is no photo application on the HP TouchPad. We don't know why, but you must download a third-party application to take photos with the touchpad. That's kind of strange, but that aside, this is the HP TouchPad. All right, if you can find one, you know, get it because it's cheap. It's a great device, great for, you know, just doing stuff. Even Office is built into the device already. Not Office, but an Office client. And yeah, if you thought this video was useful for you, and you enjoyed it, just give us a thumbs up just to let us know, give us some feedback that, hey, you like this video. You can check out more videos on www.tech65.org. In case you haven't seen some of our new shows that's appearing on the channel itself, we have another show called Ask Jarek. It's a really fun show that's every week we just show you something. Jarek will answer any question that you ask in a funny manner, alright? Funnier than me at least. And you can subscribe to our channel if you want to catch that at www.youtube.com/65bits, or just hit the subscribe button. Alright, that's it for this episode, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.